Hi everyone, I'm Nan, a miniature watercolor painter. Welcome to my channel. The weather is warming up. It feels like winter is finally coming to an end. I want to capture that feeling of change, a little warmer, a little softer. So I'm creating a lakeside landscape today. Sit with me while I paint this tiny watercolor. Let's enjoy this relaxing moment together. I always like starting with the sky. It feels like the perfect place to begin, like setting the mood for the whole painting. I will use a soft blue and mix in a tiny touch of green to create a turquoise shade. Painting the sky in small circular strokes and leaving little patches of white for clouds. As I move downward, I'm diluting the color to make it lighter and softer near the horizon. Then I softened the transitions with a clean, dry brush to blur any harsh lines. I find my sky feels a little flat, so I'm going back in with a stronger blue at the top, especially around the edges of the clouds. To do so, I need to be quick before the paper is drying out. I was planning to make a classic blue sky, but now I'm thinking about adding a little warmth near the horizon. Let's try it. Sometimes it's good to follow your heart when you are making art. I'm adding just a light touch of pink to balance out the blue. I like watching the paint blend and settle. It reminds me of those late winter afternoons when the sun starts to set and the sky glows softly. Once the sky becomes dry, I'm moving on to the mountain in the distance. I'm using a muted grayish blue to keep it subtle. The mountain is long and low, not taking up too much space. I'm adding a slightly darker shade to define the ridges of the mountain. It might be too dark. I need to make it lighter. I don't want the mountain to take over the scene. It's more of a quiet observer watching over everything. Now it's time to peel off the masking tape. Those clean edges instantly make the painting look more polished. For the lake, I haven't fully planned this part, so I will let my palettes guide me. I will use the leftover blue in the palettes to create a soft, watery base. With a diluted wash, I gently spread the paint, leaving a few gaps here and there to add movement and texture. Then I add some warm brown tones. This ties the lake back to the warmth of the sky while adding a natural contrast. Again, I leave some small gaps in the wash to keep the scene feeling light and airy, softly blending them into the cool blue. I wanted the lake to feel calm and still, but not boring, like you could almost hear the gentle lapping of water if you were standing there. For the foreground, I'm using a deeper wash of warm brown to give the ground more depth and warmth. This part always looks a little bit messy at first, but I know the details will pull it all together. That's the magic of watercolor. Those messy beginnings always come together in the end. It teaches you to trust the process. Finally, it's time for my favorite part. The details in the foreground. But first, let me adjust my workspace to catch more sunlight. The light keeps shifting. I feel like I'm chasing it around my desk. I'm using a fine brush and a deep brown to paint the thin, delicate stems of this reed. I'm living near Lake Annecy in France. I see reeds like this all the time. I want to capture the way they sway gently in the breeze. This part requires so much focus. I often forget to press while I'm painting the details like this. That's what I love about it. It pulls me completely into the moment, like a quiet meditation. Now I'm adding some tiny seed heads with a darker brown. And that's it. This little watercolor landscape painting is done. I hope it captures that peaceful feeling of one season slowly giving way to the next. It's simple, but I love how it turns out. Thank you for sitting with me today. I hope this moment felt calm and healing for you. I'm Nan, a miniature watercolor addict. Subscribe to my channel for more relaxing watercolor sessions like this. See you next time.